Guys, so here is one of my really good buddy Frank's first gens, and I took a little bit of, you guys already saw a lot of it, but I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about the truck, about the lift and everything with it. So I know the first question is gonna be, as far as suspension goes, what is the setup on this thing?
So it has a 2.5 inch spring lift, as well as 2-inch extended drop shackles from far from stock, which add an additional inch worth of lift.
And as far as stability goes, I mean, how do you like them? And
it does improve caster angle, which, you know, improves steering feel in the steering wheel a little bit. Hugs corners pretty well, and you don't get that annoying clunk, that leaf clunk from the rear shackle.
Yep. As far as wheels and tires, I mean, it's fairly obvious. We do have welds here, but what's the details?
They are 16 by 10 stone crushers, 625 inch back spacing.
Yeah, I think so.
And a 305 ridge grappler, so 33 inch ridge grappler.
Say open to the caps, that's a nice touch for sure. Saying you have, is it adapters or spacers?
Adapters, so they are 8 by 170 wheels,
yeah.
Fortunately, but
it's part of it. You guys know the ones I've had, they are basically all 8 by 170, but as far as the stance and everything in the truck goes, it sits perfect. 305s look really good. They do rub just a little bit still, I do believe, right?
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, let's say it sits very high for basically a little bit above a leveled truck. I mean, most trucks that set like this have a 4-inch on it, and I mean, total, what'd you say you're sitting at, 3 or 3.5?
3.5.
Yeah, so, and it sits good. I mean, it doesn't, obviously it's not leaning or anything, so very slick truck. I mean, it's all factory for the most part, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, under the hood, it's factory fuel for the most part.
Yes, sir. Factory fuel, some pump work, obviously, piston lift pump, stock injectors, HX35, and that's...
Yeah, I did some of the small, I mean, looks like lift pump and then that bigger fuel filter.
Yeah, deleted the fuel heater, just kind of the typical stuff.
This thing is a get rag, so it is a 5-speed, has good manners. I rode in it last night. We actually did get pulled over, but for a stock truck, this thing runs very healthy. Saying its past life, I believe it was hooked to a gooseneck most of the time, right?
Yes, sir. About 130,000 miles worth of gooseneck towing with a 12,000 pound backhoe before I bought it. Yeah, it lived a hard life, but the previous owner took care of it, so.
Yeah, and so I'll show you guys the interior too. I mean, for factory stuff, this is ridiculous. It is an LE. Definitely one of my favorite trucks. Some people are not a fan of the red interiors. I don't blame them. I was that person at one point in time, but especially after seeing something like this, it's hard not to like. Like I said, it does have a get rag, 186,000. And quite the system in the back, I will say. I don't know if you care to shed any light on that, but it's large.
So the sound system is 2 competition L7s. Power is 2 2,000 watt Kenwood amps. Little bit of a rowdy setup for how big the cab is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely loud. Say Frank was one of the OGs for sure. He's always had some sort of old school crew stuff going on, and been talking for quite a while. Came through Albuquerque on our way back from Arizona, and I could not stop. So he did get a new tailgate too. This banner is actually super clean, but he ended up finding a new one, and it is mint. I mean, it's perfect. So he's got a couple good scores for sure, this thing being one of them. Set in a I don't know, in kind of like a carport or something.
Carport type deal.
And this is the only side that ever saw the sun, so that's where the paint fade came from. But
it's that nose to the west, so it always caught sun on this panel.
Which is crazy, because I mean that kind of shows Chrysler paint, but because right up here, I mean, it's perfect. This paint is super clean. I'll be very happy. And as far as everybody's always asked me about HX35, just stock for stock, swapping from an H1C, what's your opinions on it? Because everybody asked me, and I never had a fully factory truck with stock injectors in the HX35, so I'd like to shed some light on that.
So I had a 16 centimeter housing on the factory H1C, and that woke it up a lot. I picked up this HX35 for $200 off Marketplace, and I didn't notice a huge difference other than sound. Truthfully, it pulls pretty much the same.
And so it didn't seem like it choked out really by any means.
No.
I don't think it's got enough fuel to choke out or anything.
So I mean, for the overall investment, I'd say the $200 is well worth it. Just because I mean they sound way cooler than H1Cs.
Yeah, they don't do the sneeze at the end.
Yeah.
But no, full functioning AC. I mean, in New Mexico, you got to have that. But it is one slick truck, and definitely wanted to bring you guys along for this one. So that's gonna do it for this. It's what year is this thing? 92, 93?
93.
93. So he's got a good one. But that'll do it, and hopefully you guys like a little first gen action down here in New Mexico. Hope you guys enjoyed Frank's video. This thing is slick, and I had a great time meeting him. Definitely look up his Instagram at FP12Valve, and keep kicking it old school. We'll see you later.